Ladies and gentlemen, you've taken a good look at the agenda and you know what's coming up next. What's your grudge of the day? If that's a big question on your mind, then let's make learning irresistibly engaging. And let me please, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause to welcome Micke Hermansson.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So now I know how a big round of applause sounds like in India. That's another one. That's another one. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell a story, my life story. I was just going to start my morning lesson when this 11-year-old boy, Valid, came rushing into my classroom. He handed me a note written in broken Swedish, and I read, "Good morning, Michael. Valid has a massive fever. Could you please send him back home directly after Grej of the day? He refuses to miss it. Kind regards, Mama Maria." That's a powerful note, my friends. What if a small idea from a classroom up in northern Sweden could be the next big game changer in education? And what if that idea is fully based on the latest studies on how the brain works, how we actually learn and remember things? Well, today, this idea is ready to go global. Because everywhere I go, I hear the same beautiful words. Michael, education is key to everything. And I agree. I mean, what could be more important than the future of our children? But let's be honest, quite often this key, this educational key, is not really fitting. You know, when parents ask their children every afternoon, "What have you learned at school today?" The most common answer is nothing special. And when 21,000 students were asked to pick one word that best described their feelings after a lesson, well, it wasn't nothing special. It was this answer. What's your feelings after a lesson? My name is Micke Hermansson. I grew up in the northern parts of Sweden, and my dream of becoming a great football player had at least one big problem. Here's a picture from my hometown, Tärnaby, the summer of 1974. So football was not an option. I took plan B. I became a teacher, and I loved my job for so many years. But 10 years ago, well, there was a darkness also in my classroom. And I knew why. I had a new class, a class that was really testing me. It wasn't a class. It was like 21 10-year-old monsters. And I tried everything in the book, and I failed. I failed so hard. I was ready to quit after December, but 1 month earlier, I had a session with my daughter. She was 10 years old, and she helped me with a great idea. She was frustrated after a bad day at her school, and suddenly she says to me, "Michael," no, she said Dad for, "Mike, why don't they teach us the way we love to learn?" What? Why don't they teach us? I mean, it's not that hard. It's quite simple, she said. And then she started. "First of all, I want to be curious about it. Give me a clue or a teaser. Then I want the first session to be short. Don't try to tell me everything. Just open up the door a little bit. And if you want me to listen, use storytelling. And if you want me to remember, you have to add something special, a wow. And if this is done in the best way, well, I will retell it to friends and family." What was she saying? I was staying up late that night, working on a new formula for bringing back the joy in teaching. I wanted to kickstart every morning with a mind-blowing micro lesson. A micro lesson about actually whatever. Persons, buildings, places, whatever that has a wow in the ending. Super short, 8 great minutes short, 8 great minutes. And of course, I want to tell it like a story, like a fairy tale of facts. Let me show you. Let's pretend that you're my class. No monsters in sight. Let's do it. Yesterday, before you went home, I gave you all a clue, a teaser like this one. Colorful giant. And I can see that you all start thinking right now. That's perfectly normal. Everyone does. This morning, you came back. I have prepared a micro lesson. A micro lesson about, well, the colorful giant, the blue whale, of course. 8 minutes, ending with a wow, like a fairy tale of facts. You listened, you learned, you loved it. And then we have a deal. Step number 3, I want you to go home and retell from memory for someone. Like, hey, Mom, did you know that the tongue of a blue whale, it weighs as much as a full-grown female elephant? What? Yeah, that's true. That's the wow factor. My new formula for bringing back joy in teaching. Pre-thinking, short micro lessons, and retelling from memory. That was my circle of learning. And I gave it a name, Grej of the day. Not gray, the color, but Grej, the Swedish word for one thing. So it's one thing every day. And I did it every day, every morning for 6 more years. I couldn't stop because the results were amazing. Outside the classroom, we built the Grej of the Day wall with all our Grejs. And my class, they loved it. Actually, they transformed in front of my eyes. No more nothing special. School somehow became cool. Knowledge became cool. And today, Grej of the Day is spreading all over the world. From country to country, tens of thousands of teachers are using it. And right now, well, I was unsure about the name, Grej of the Day, but it seems to work. I got a mail from New Zealand, and it was like, hi, Michael, me and my class, we've been greying now for 2 years. So the Swedish word, it seems to settle. Right now, in Australia, Professor Melissa and her team are conducting a big international study. Why does this formula work so well? 16 countries, 2,000 teachers, and a lot of good response in the pre-study. Today it's all over the place, in classrooms, of course, from preschools to universities. The books are out in 7 languages and counting. Even the Swedish royal family are using Grej of a Day in an art project in Stockholm. And at the same time, some companies are really, really curious about this. Can we also use that circle of learning? And I say the answer is yes. But the most crazy thing happened 2 weeks ago. Is this familiar with you? Do you know what it is? The world's biggest online game. It's Minecraft. It's a Swedish game, and it's so big. A couple of weeks ago, they contacted me, and I can't say that much, but I will give you a clue. Look at this avatar, this handsome avatar with the haircut and everything. What would happen if we mix gaming and greying? Well, I'm not sure, but perhaps we will see. This year, I will proceed trying to find a good partner for this project.
We are building the first digital subscription platform fully dedicated to the award-winning Grej of the Day formula. We offer hundreds and hundreds of unique and custom-made micro-lessons for worldwide use. Choose your language, subject, level, and it's all there. The facts, the clues, the stories, the wows, and the slideshows. This is the ultimate time saver for ambitious teachers who want high-performance education. Click, and all these premium micro lessons are ready to use. Or choose to watch the video lesson instead. This platform offers.
I won't bore you with details, but if you're interested, you know where to find me. Because everywhere I go, people say the same thing. They say education is key to everything. That's not true, my friends. That's not true. But efficient education. That's key to everything. So help me spread the word. Help me unlock learning, because I want knowledge to be so cool. So cool, not even a fever in the morning can stop it. Thank you very much.